going on, guys? We are here, another video for the channel. My name is Daniel, as you guys know. I'm here with a friend, brother from Switzerland. Introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah, I'm Mark. I'm originally, he said it already. We met in Salsa. It's yeah, I'm here in Canada, get some experience, and yeah, that's from me.
Nice. So yeah, we're gonna go into some questions. I'm looking to kill the fear, like I said, kill the ego. So ask people questions that I have on my mind. Maybe you don't want to share because of maybe fear of rejection. What people will say, how they respond to it, but it's all fear, it's all fake. So yeah, we'll just do some questions, see where it goes. Probably get me and Mark do talk a lot after class. Every lesson is very spiritual, and anyway, we got into a lot of different topics, a lot of things we agree on. But I want to see how far we can go with it. So yeah, we'll get into it. There's no script. I'm not like writing anything down. I haven't even memorized. It's just questions, from the soul, from the heart. Question for Mark. Do you believe that there was a man named Jesus that walked the earth at one point in time?
Yeah, I believe like his name is Yeshua.
Nice.
And I believe he did, 100%.
Nice. And have you ever had a moment maybe with him before that made you like realize or shift? Like, were you always this way in terms of like spiritual, or was there a time where you weren't so spiritual? And
No, I wasn't. It's always a journey, and it's always spirituality grows through lessons. Mm-hmm. It's trauma, things that happen to you, and sometimes you have to sit with yourself, with your thoughts, and it's when bad things happens, it's actually just technically growth. You can deal with it, you can learn from it, and you can do it better in the future. And yeah, it's just sometimes when things happens, a lot of thoughts, and you don't know where to go, you just sit down, and yeah, and the solutions sometimes come up.
Nice. Do you believe your soul has a purpose on this?
Yeah, I think so. I think many people think, yeah, we are this body, but technically it's a soul which came into this body, and this soul for sure has a mission. We're all here for a reason, and many people have to find out what the reason is. That's the tricky thing about it.
Yeah.
And because there's a lot of distractions and things that bring you, try to bring you a part of your path. And yeah, it's hard. But yeah, we all have a mission. I can't tell you what your mission is.
Yeah.
I don't know what my mission is, but everybody have to find your own path. There is, you can get inspiration from other people, but everybody has his own path in a way. And, that's, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, everyone has gifts, I believe. I was going to ask you that. My next question was your gift. I believe we're all blessed with gifts. Some people can believe it's physical or a mental thing, but I believe it's a gift that you give to the world that unlocks something in their spirit for them to access their own gift. I believe it's not something like, I'm good at sports, I'm good at drawing. I believe there's something spiritual you do within that activity that allows that person that, comes across it to connect with it somehow and also connect with their soul. I believe we're all here to connect each other's soul to their purpose.
You think we all have the same source?
Yeah. I believe we all came from one creator.
Yeah.
And I believe that the enemy, which is the devil, will try to use your mind against you. So I believe people that overthink in their head, as much as they can believe that's normal, and the world tells you to think about everything, think about this, strategize this, think about that. Flowing and actually not being in your head and not being your thoughts is what allows you to connect to the source the fastest.
What recommendation would you give to those people who deal with overthinking? What advice would you give them?
Be grateful for it. First off, accept it. The more you try to fight it, the harder it gets. It's like I always say it's the devil doing it, because it's something that he feeds off your rejection of what's happening. Like, if you accept whatever's happening, there's nothing that he has power over. Like, he basically gets energy from you, wanting things to not be that way, for you not to be in your head. Like, if you're overthinking and you don't want to stop overthinking, that gives him more reason to keep it happening. So the number one thing is accepting it, being grateful, realizing that it's a gift, that you're chosen, that it's something that, if you didn't have it and you were just able to be at peace in the world, that you would actually not be chosen, that, it's something that very few people, that aren't able to live in this world, I believe they have a bigger calling than this world. People can believe this world is about, who knows, relationships, making money, accumulating things, traveling. But really, it's about finding your gift and giving it to the world.
I agree.
Yeah. So I mean, those people that have those things of anxiety, depression, all these mental things that they're called labeled mental, it's actually spiritual. It's something you can get away from. I don't believe someone has to be medically depressed their whole life. I believe it's something, a spiritual attack that they don't see happening, and they have to accept it, realize it's trying to get them away from their gift, because everything you experience that's like a rejection, let's say, or something that is a friction, is actually the devil trying to get you away from your gift. Let's say your gift is speaking, and you're always in your head, and you don't like the way you speak. Maybe you speak too fast. It's your gift.
I see.
So yeah, anything that tries to get you in your head, realize it's not God. Realize God does not want you in your head.
I also, when I give also one advice, I would say, which helped me, it's kind of a view. Many people deal with situations that already happened in the past, and it's hard to change the past when it's already done. You can't change it.
Yeah.
No matter which view you take to look at the past, it's done. And the same with the future. I mean, always thinking about the future, get anxiety about the future. You can't control the future in a certain degree. Sometimes you just let go of the future and let go of the past, what happens, and stay in the present. Just present. Leave everything go. You can let it go. And it's beautiful, staying in the present.
Yeah, present all we have. I mean,
life unfolds in a natural way, in a good way. It's the only thing I can say.
Yeah, because you're trying to control is taking away all you have is right now. Like, yeah, if you don't wake up today, you really have nothing. I mean, you can expect to have money or whatever it is tomorrow, maybe a goal in your head, but if you don't wake up tomorrow, you don't really have anything. So, I mean, all you have is right now. All you have is literally the second that you're watching this video, or, breathing, or thing you're going through. Maybe you believe you're going through hell right now, but be thankful for it because you're alive. You could be, in hell. You could be in heaven.
Always, one friend of me told me one day, I was complaining about certain situations, and I was in a certain apartment, and we had many rules and stuff, and I was complaining about rules and everything, and he told me one thing that's stuck in my mind until today. So I was like, at the end of the day, you still should, appreciate what you have. At the end of the day, we have a kitchen, we have food, we have a bed, we have each other, good roommates. It's all a perception of you, and most of the people just see the negative things and not the good things, but you can choose what you want to see, and you attract what you choose to see. If you just see positive things, positive things will come to you. If you just see negative things, of course, you will just see negative things and you attract those things. And that's always, I said, stay present, but keep things positive. There's no reason to keep things negative.
Yeah.
And
switching into the positive. Yeah.
It's always this small shift. I know it's a simple example, but one time, you can always, this glass of water, it can be half full or half empty. And if you see it half empty, it's just kind of negative, but it's in the middle. And if you say it's half full, it's just the whole perception of everything. And keep the things positive. Don't just keep it in a normal, positive way, and let the fear go, and life unfolds in a beautiful way. Just let go, and beautiful things will happen.
Nice. Yeah. Do you? I want to ask you about the thoughts. Do you believe your thoughts? Where do you believe thoughts come from? Do you believe it's something that you can control? Do you believe your energy, your frequency as a person controls your thoughts? Some people always kind of have the same range of thoughts. Let's say they're always kind of negative, but how would they get out of that?
Technically, every person is unique completely. Every person has his own frequency, but this frequency gets distracted from many reasons, like society norms, things that, a society standard. Like, if you're 30, you should have kids. You should have, if my body has a girlfriend, I also need kind of a girlfriend. And you go away from your authentic self, and if you think what other people think about you, you go away from your authentic self, your own frequency. And everybody has his own path. There is no right or wrong path. You just follow your feelings. But there's a lot of distraction to your self. You know, many people, will do the same and try to do the same stuff because it's easier. It's easier to get to do the same as somebody as to go your own way, because many people probably speak against it. And if this makes sense.
No, it does. So like you believe like everyone authentically has their authentic self that they wake up with, but each day they're distracted by other things that aren't them, that they allow to like get in the way.
You know, I give an example. It's always how I said you grow up, and I'm gonna say what. Sometimes you want to do a decision, but close persons of you say to you, that's bad. But if you want to do this decision, like it comes from yourself, like trying something new. For example, you want to try a new YouTube channel or whatever. It's like, and you have a reason. You thought about this a long time, and then you ask a close person, and you thought about this, not just a little bit. You thought a long time and asked this close question. Ask this question to a close friend, and this close friend says, "Yeah, I'm not sure. Are you sure you want to do this? And it's kind of risky, you know. You show your face, or speak bad about it." And then probably I don't do it and leave it, and I get away from my path because I let influence. This can be a friend, this can be parents, this could be close person. But sometimes it's hard to just do without. Even when people speak against it, and this gets away from your path. It's one example of many things, I would say.
Yeah. So you mentioned you're thinking about something for a while. Do you believe there's a difference between feeling something and thinking about something?
Honestly, if the thing is this: if you think, if you start to think about something a lot, you will get feelings to it.
Yeah.
And that's the part. If you just think about something for
a minute, do you believe that's good?
This is just the law. What you think, for example, you think about, just give you an example, you want to get better at salsa. If you just think, 5 minutes a day, it doesn't do a lot. If you start thinking like hours, you think, oh wow, I want to do new moves. This thought gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and within it creates emotion, and emotions are frequencies, and frequencies they attract people, they attract circumstances, and the more you think about it, the bigger it gets. The frequency rises, and people. That's a tricky one. This law works positive or negative. You have to be a little aware what you think. Just think positive things. It goes back to the thing I said before. If you always think negative things, you feel negative. You have negative. You speak about negative things with people. It's just the law of attraction. And how I said, if you think long enough at something, it creates automatically emotion.
Do you believe the law of attraction and faith are the same thing?
Explain faith to me.
Faith is, how do I say it, like feeling something within you that you know is going to happen, but you don't see the evidence for it yet.
Yeah, no, it's quite of the same. It's the assumption. If you know it will happen, like you really know. There's no thought against it. You just know, and you don't know the way, but you trust on the way, and it will meet somewhere at the end. That's the law of attraction. Yeah.
So do you believe law of attraction is another word for faith?
Kind of, I would say. How you explain it to me, I would say yes.
Because faith is like, you don't see it with your eyes, but you feel it within you and know that it's going to happen. Don't see how it's going to happen.
If you know it will happen, it's just a law. And that's the thing. We can control everything. I'm just saying, you can't control the way, but if you have the feeling, for example, I don't have I don't know what it is. If I want a certain, just give money as example. I want to have a certain amount of money, and to get this amount of money, I need to have the feeling already that I have it to get the attraction, because okay, this sounds a little crazy, but you get there if you have the feeling that you already have it and just trust and stay in this feeling. Your body automatically creates a way to get it in real life. If this makes sense. And this is just the law of attraction, but you have to feel it. Yeah.
But do you believe like you can only you have to think about it as well, or can you just feel it and it attracts you? Like, do you have to constantly be in your head thinking about it, or can you feel it within you, let it go, and then it comes to you faster?
Yeah. If that's the thing, it comes faster to you when you feel it. The more emotion, the faster it will come to you.
Okay.
The emotion is the central of the attraction.
Do you believe feelings can deceive you sometimes though? Like you give a positive feeling to something and that's just going to distract you?
What do you mean?
Let's say you're doing work at your office and you start to have this thought of, I'm going to build a church for kids in Africa. You try to give it a feeling. Oh, it's going to be this way. I'm going to present it this way. Do you believe that is something that is trying to distract you from your present, where you actually have more possibility and fruit for something to come, as opposed to you in the future thinking about something that could be positive? It could be you building a church, it could be you, I don't know, giving something to your family, buying your mom a house, and you're like in your head and you're like thinking, oh, when I do this, but actually all you have is a present. Do you believe that's a tool that's used to distract you from the present thinking and feelings?
I know your point of view, and you can say your answer. I know your answer. You know, what's your answer to it?
I mean, like I said, I believe all we have is the present. I mean, anything in the future, even if it has a feeling attached to it, is something that's trying to distract you from the present. Because you can't feel peace thinking about the future or the past. And everyone, in a way, only wants peace. They believe they want a feeling from something, but they want peace. So, if you're constantly thinking about the future and getting a feeling from it, as much as it can feel good to do that, it distracts you from peace, which actually feels better. Like not needing anything.
If you always stay just in the peace and present, you don't have goals anymore, don't you?
Yeah, but goals are a feeling, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
So
but you say, when you just stay in the present.
No, but peace is not. People believe you can just stay in your house and feel peace. I believe peace has to be earned. You can't be, just doing nothing and get peace. I believe that's a myth. It's a lie. People say, oh, you can just meditate and get peace. No, if you have bad habits, if you don't take care of yourself, you have negative thoughts, if you isolate yourself, if you have no confidence, and you believe just doing nothing to give you peace, it's going to give you actually more, hell or, personal trauma. So I believe everyday peace has to be earned with the way you are and who you are and the habits you have. So I believe if you have peace for 10 minutes, it doesn't mean in the tomorrow at the same time you're going to have peace. I believe every day, the peace that you earn is earned, like the peace that you have. So
I see.
Yeah.
No, I see. No, I get your point.
Yeah. Another question. I mean, coming to Canada, because I mentioned he's from Switzerland, so he's visiting here for a little under the year, right? A little under the year.
A little bit.
Was it a decision that you felt within that you had to do, or you kind of just over time? Was it like what came to make this decision? Was something within you that just said, I'm going to Canada, and that's it, or was it like something you thought about? And was a goal you had when you were little, or?
It wasn't a goal from where I was little. It was just technically it was just a feeling to a certain time. I had a beautiful. I grew up beautiful. Like I have to say, I'm blessed how I grew up. I'm really thankful for my parents, how I grew up, and everything. And even the job situation was, everything was awesome and good, but there was something I have to break out from this area, but I need to see there's more than just, everything is good, but there is more out there. And I just had this feeling I need to see something else alone. I don't need anybody, like to just leave everything behind was kind of nice. I was like, wow, I can leave, I had my whole life in Switzerland and have my character, and now I see it like a game. Now I can play my character somewhere else in the world and have to build up a new life. And it's kind of wow, sounds nice to me. You know, it's
Yeah.
oh my word, yeah, get some new friends, and just I had no clue. I had no clue what I will do.
Good faith.
No, I was just actually I just had was pressed. I was just I'm just happy to go, and I will see what happens. And I was really happy for the. I don't know what will come. I was really happy for this. Like, yeah, we'll see how it gets. I don't know. Just see. I just go. It was like an adventure.
So you were grateful for the opportunity to be able to.
Yeah, and many things happened. Like, I didn't think, for example, I didn't think I would go to salsa, and then I had nothing to do with salsa. And we danced in a company, and it was like, well, wow, that's awesome. Let's go crazy on salsa. And then, yeah, I met you, I met other people, made friends. It's just everything unfolds in a good way, and it was, yeah, thankful for it. And yeah, sometimes it just, if you have a feeling, if you have intuition, follow it.
Nice. Last question. Do you believe you have an issue with trying to control things around you? Do you like want things to be a certain way, like in your head? Like, do you have problems with like letting go of things and just letting them flow, or do you want to have like everything organized mentally in terms of like understanding how
Of course,
it works?
everything, everybody tried, many people had this phase and tried to control everything, what happens, the outside, how people react to you. You know, you try to control every outcome. But in a way, it's just kind of fear, anxiety who controls you. And my only thing is, and it's a pattern you have to break. It's a thinking pattern you have. And you can change the pattern. You can actually, if you're anxiety and you don't know how to people, it's a thinking pattern of you. You can break this pattern and be a really extrovert person and go after it, but you have to change the pattern for it. And yeah, and you have to let go of the fear. Technically, you have the choice. It's not easy, but you can let go of it and just still do it. If you're scared of something, try to let go and still do it. That's my only advice I can give. And don't try to control. The only thing you can control is how you feel, but you can't control how other people react. Give the control to you, not to the outcome. That's the only thing I say to this question.
Nice. Beautiful. We'll leave it there. I mean, we can keep going, but yeah, I think it's a good little, segment. And right now we're trying to enjoy time in the park. Our salsa school is actually right there. Crazy. We just moved. So yeah, we're trying to, enjoy, because he's actually leaving July, right?
Yeah.
Possibly August. Yeah. And really connect with him. Like I said, it's very hard to find people in your life that you'll see that have that spiritual connection. A lot of people try to remove it. They try to live through their ego, live through the control, live through how the world sees them, doing things for the world, having goals for how the world sees them, but no one actually listens to themselves. And we're talking about that, outside of the camera, that, your soul is able to speak to you when you listen to it. There's a lot of things, not a lot of noise that the world tries to give you, but your soul always knows the answer. The answers are within you. It's not in AI or ChatGPT or Google. It's in you having the authenticity and the confidence to listen to yourself. And it's step by step. Every day is a reset. So you have to build yourself up to be able to align yourself. But yeah, I'm glad I could do this interview, and more will be coming. But yeah, Mark is a dear friend and a very good guy, and you can tell them. So I mentioned before my age. Well, Mark's a little younger than me. He's actually under 25. If you want to give your age, 22, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of wisdom for his age. At 22, I don't have this wisdom. At 22, I was chasing women, and just lost in my ego, and trying to prove to the world that I was this guy. And yeah, so if like I said, God can bless many different people with different ways of doing things. So if you're chosen and you don't do the path that's there for you, you can't live a life in peace. I firmly believe that. If you're chosen for something big and you try to go against it, then you never have peace. You never actually feel fulfilled in your life. So that's something that's key to understand. But thank you, Mark, for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Great to see you.
And we'll leave it there. Take care, guys. Let's go. How long was it? 24.